Well, hello everybody. This is Matt Galogly with SRP Medical Marketing and the Warner James Group, and coming to you live today from our offices here on Mockingbird Lane. And as you can see, our open office environment here. You've seen me shoot some videos from some different locations, our meeting spaces and phone rooms and things like that. But today, here we are out live. So if you hear some background noise, that's what you've got. And today, what we're going to talk about is Patients Every Day Part 3, and we're going to talk specifically about context. Okay, so let's kind of give this a kind of an overview again, if you will. And here's my trusty dusty whiteboard, green board. Again, nothing but high tech around here, folks. But look, you need high tech when you're replacing like an organ or heart surgery. When it comes to running your business, you want to keep it as simple as possible. And I think this really kind of helps illustrate that. So here we go. All right, so here is the Patients Everyday model. And if you haven't watched my earlier video where I talk specifically about the Patients Everyday model, please go back and check that out. You can just type in Patients Everyday here on this page or the LinkedIn page, and you will find it. And there's three parts to this. Okay, so the first part that we talked about was clarity. Okay, there's three circles of influence. The second is the campaigns. And again, most people want to start on the campaigns, and that's the wrong place to start. You got to be really clear first. And then the last part that we're going to talk about today is context. And when we have all these firing on all cylinders, what happens is this area that I just colored in, right there, that becomes white hot. And what happens is that we start to get a tremendous amount of traffic flowing into the practice. It's how we get patients each and every single day. And in a future video, what I'll do is I'll shoot for you and I'll show you results that we've been able to get for clients. Now, again, we're not just a marketing firm. We are a revenue growth company. So we work with medical practices and we help move them if they're in survival phase, to move them to stability and scale, or if they're in stability phase, to move them up to scale and beyond. Basically, move you into the promised land. We have a limited number of openings. If you would like to work with us, we have 4 slots open for the month of April. We will 2x your business in the next 90 days, and then we will double it again by the end of the year. We have done this over and over and over again. Doesn't matter if you take insurance or if you're cash-based. I used to own a number of cash-based practices. I'm now involved with a couple of practices where we are just on the insurance side. So anyway, if you would like to just, all you have to do is you'll see a little link down here. You can schedule a call with me or message me directly, and I'll be more than happy to get with you. Okay, so let's talk about you and your business, your practice, and getting patients each and every single day. And by the way, this works for any practice, even if you've got a golf course. By the way, Dan Doc, one of my friends just joined. Okay, so here's the context, right? Now, this is where doctors make a lot of big mistakes, is they believe that they should be instantaneously credible simply because they're doctors, or they went to medical school at UVA, or they went to medical school wherever, or they've studied this more than anybody else. But you're going to notice the first step is clarity, the second step is campaign, and the third is context. Okay, so you're clear about your message, your market, and your offer, your campaigns, bring in and convert people, and then the context. And this is going to help you convert. This is going to help you market. This is going to help you do all of it. The first thing is your character. Not are you a character? Well, that's certainly, you can be if you're like Richard Branson. But thanks, Dan. I have been learning. Good for you. See, the learning never stops from Ferris State, does it? But anyway, character. Are you, again, not a character, but do you have character? Now, that character, by the way, is also what your rating is on Google reviews and Yelp and things like that, because whether or not you think you have outstanding character, how your patients perceive you is going to be a massive component of this. And unfortunately, most doctors, they realize it, but they don't understand how important it is. Think about it. When you get ready to go out to dinner, what do? You Google the restaurant and you see what the reviews are if you're going to try someplace new, and your clients your prospects are doing exactly the same. Credibility. Okay, so credibility is number 8 out of 9. Let me do that again. Number 8. There we go. Number 8 out of 9. And when I say this, I know I'm probably going to offend a couple of people from the doctor standpoint, but I want you to just really listen to me. They really don't care about where you went to school. I mean, they do, but they don't, okay? It's not in the first round of decision making. The first decision that they always make is, do you understand them and do you understand their pain? That is key. You have to understand them. You have to understand their pain first and foremost. If you can't understand their pain, where their bleeding neck is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you went to school. It doesn't matter how many hours of training you have. It doesn't matter what papers you've written. Do those matter as they get to know you a little bit? Yes, but it's not in the top hierarchy of making the decision. And then the last component of this is the connection, okay? You'll see it right here, connection, okay? Do they have a personal connection to you? Now, let me show you how this works, because this is really, really important, okay? If you watch my videos, if you have followed me, or if you go back and you look at things that I've done over the years, and I've worked in 30 plus niches, if you look at some of the people that do the best, you can go check out people like Frank Kern, Perry Marshall, Ryan Dice, Perry Belcher, Ryan Levesque. I mean, these are all brilliant, brilliant, brilliant marketers, okay? You can even go back and look at some of the old school ones like John Carlton or Gary Halbert, who has passed away. But these are all classic marketers. These are all great marketers. But they had a connection to their client base. Their clients felt like they, in the immortal words of Bill Clinton, I could feel your pain, okay? You've got to be able to feel their pain, and you've got to be willing to share a little bit about yourself and your journey. Now, you'll hear me do this all the time. One of the things that I do is that I tell you repeatedly that I have owned practices. I know what it's like. I started practices from the ground up. We literally started it with a couple of credit cards. We had very little cash in the bank. We started running advertising. We got patients to come in, and in our first month we did $130,000 our first full 30 days, maybe $140,000, right? And it grew to $200,000+ per month. I tell you that because I want there to be a connection. I want you to understand I'm not just like some guy that's thought that the medical space was really, really cool and I was going to go work with doctors. I've hired doctors. I've trained doctors. I've had to let doctors go. I've hired med techs. I've hired PAs. I've done all of that. I mean, we had 40 employees. I know what it's like to deal with compliance. I know what it's like to deal with legal. I know what it's like to deal with the medical board, the pharmacy board. I know what it's like to do all of that because I did all of it, okay, in every single space. So now you connect, and now we feel, okay, so maybe you feel a little bit greater sense. Now, I'm not a doctor. I do certainly understand procedures, but again, I get your life. I understand, and quite frankly, I think what has happened to doctors is just awful in this country. You all go to 12 additional years of school. You come out of there up to your eyeballs in debt. And you get a raw deal. And frankly, part of what I do is I don't think doctors should get as raw of a deal. I think for the amount of work and education that you've gone through, I think you all should be highly, highly compensated. And I think every single one of you should be highly compensated. I think it's just disgusting for a doctor to be making $25,000 a month in revenue and barely making $50,000 a month in personal income. That's just ridiculous. That's ridiculous to me, okay? So that's why you've got to share those stories, okay? You can share those stories about how you had low testosterone, or how your cousin had low testosterone and what their life is like, or erectile dysfunction, or whatever. I mean, who do you want to buy weight loss from, right? Think about this. Do you want to buy weight loss from the doctor that used to weigh 400 pounds and now weighs 200? Or do you want to buy the weight loss program from the doctor who's 400 pounds and hasn't lost any weight? You want to have that personal connection. You want them to know what it's like to hunger and starve for a chocolate chip cookie in the middle of the night, okay? So you've got to have that connection. And you've got to have some bedside manner for your folks, okay? You've got to connect with them. You can't be this aloof doctor. I mean, tap into that side of you a little bit. You know, for some of you, you're more introverted. I get it, but you can learn how to be more connected, okay? So here they are again. You've got to be of outstanding character. You have to have credibility, and you have to have connection. And that connection can also be from you doing videos like this. You don't have to share your vacations. That's not what I'm saying, but it can just be how you understand that you connect with them. Okay. All right. So that's all I have time for today. Thank you for the comments there, Mr. Dan Dock. And for those of you that are wondering who Dan Dock is, he and I went to college together. We are longtime friends. So great golf pro, by the way, Dan is. He's outstanding. Actually roomed with his brother, Rob, another great guy. The Docks, they're everywhere. Okay. That's all I got time for, folks. Have a great day. We will talk to you later.